Hello YouTube! We are playing the Stanley Parable today. I have not really a clue what this game is. The only thing I do know is that I already got an achievement by tinkering around with the options before starting the stream. I went into the options, I went into the extras, and I enabled achievements, and that unlocked an achievement called Achievement. I already like this game. It is weird. It really is already weird, but why would I disable saves? Why would I enable saves? I don't know. I mean, let's enable saves. Saving is good. Saving saves you, maybe. Yeah. So, I suppose. I mean, I've set all this stuff up. So I guess we're ready to begin the game then. My brother isn't here yet, and he was like super curious how I go about the game. So... oh well. Well. Can't wait for him. Here we go. Begin the game. End is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is loading. Okay. Alright then. Weirdness is kinda what I expected after like people being all like, can't talk about this game without giving out spoilers.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Did he though? That sounds like an order, and Stanley doesn't take orders anymore, I have decided. Welcome in, Per, welcome in, Cosmo, nice seeing you. First playthrough, so nice. I think I'm still missing the don't play for X years achievement. Spoilers! Spoilers! Okay, we're moving around. Hate Mondays. I guess there's an I as well on that mark. I can't jump, it seems, but I can crouch. Stanley is more of a croucher and not as much of a jumper, it seems. Okay. Did go out of my office apparently.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I just forgot to reactivate it. Insomniac, I will do that in a bit, but first I want to check out the beginning, and the narrator is really cool. Yeah, CC, where were you? But I mean, I wasn't able to do much, although I got my first achievement. I activated achievements, that gave me an achievement. That was quite cool. Yeah, I think I'll just reactivate the God Home Redeem in a bit. But my co-workers are nowhere to be found. Also, welcome in, Insomniac, of course. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted by this game just starting off. Well, it's almost 11:30. That's not the time. Hello? Plan?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay. Everyone hates Mondays. Mouse sensitivity feels weird.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I mean, seriously, you can't expect me to go through the left door when the narrator tells me I go through the left door. That's ridiculous.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Drinking it all in, you say?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Well, I wish I could turn it up, but everything is turned up as far as it goes.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Possible, yes. Better? Alright. Thank you.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Okay. What is that message? Stay here even longer? Oh, that's the message. Move on. Alright then.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
First open door on my left. But there's an open door over there as well.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Huh. See? There's a car down there and it's running, so I found someone. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Huh. But if it causes death, I don't really care about that, right?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Nice! I win! Everyone thinks I'm powerful! Don't anger the narrator. Now you took orders from CC. It's not really anarchy. Huh. Seems like we're just back at the beginning now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
No one knows.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yay! No one tells you how to live. Or to live!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Never.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yep.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Yes. Wait, was that different from the first time, or did I just not pay enough attention in that moment?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Still curious. Said we were starting off on the wrong foot.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's she?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Is it a kitty cat? I hope it's a kitty cat. Wow, the first thing I could actually really interact with. This door. Better close it. I mean, the first thing I found that I could really interact with. Huh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance,
Did not
but with
pick
hope.
up the
Hope
phone.
for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible.
Nice.
Let me double check. No, it's technically here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
I like instructional videos.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Practice.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At
That's
this
good.
time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Damn it, can't close this door. Danger everywhere. Alright, alright. So Boris said Rayk decided to open and close the door multiple times. Okay. Urgent. Employees should never, under any circumstances, attempt to... Okay.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Yep, that sounds like a big step forward indeed. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Also, welcome in, Optimus Daddy. I hope you're gonna make that that big step forward, or a few of them actually. Listen to your wife. Your wife has your best interest at heart and is very well educated on lunges.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I mean, I am curious what the regular
Now remember,
ending is.
all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be
Okay,
fine.
maybe let's try it.
Right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's do it. I mean, we don't want this world to deteriorate, right? What would Monica say? Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager.
Yet
Rest
there was
in
not a single
peace,
person here
Franz.
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and everyone is unique. You most of all. That's nice. I always knew that I was the most unique of them all. Number of slides on this slide. Slides, charts, charts and slides. Cool. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Boss Appreciation Minute. Circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your boss. Okay? The personal conflict. A diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict, unless you're the kind of person who initiates conflict. Why did we hire you? Okay. I'm not quick enough for this much deep information. Not getting fired. Talk less, do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. Of dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. That's smart. Okay. Alright, I think. I mean, I did miss some, but I think I got the gist of it. Some very useful tips. Graphs about things and money. Teenagers. Space between teenagers. Okay. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Some sort of child trap. Okay. 402 and 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule. This is all very, very weird. Very weird. Office party. This box is too small. There's so many details I could pay attention to. Should I? Or should I move on? What to do about 432? Wait, which one was I? I don't think I was 432. Don't tell 432 about the meeting. Alright, pranking floor 5 meeting. We're broke Wednesdays. It's just fun, but not important. Yeah, I assumed so, but it is kinda cool. Not cost efficient, standardized graphs. 40x wide. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Hire someone to synergize papers instead of synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Alright, alright. Okay. Monetize free to play. That's yep. I mean, that's a thing. Broom closet? I heard there was someone in here. I can't seem to get them out, sadly. Maybe? No.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I mean, I can't walk downstairs, so...
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver.
I did not assume
right
that
there
to
on the
work.
wall.
Alright.
I'm sorry, is there a
just
problem?
can't do it.
You didn't mishear me, did you?
I'm
Please
sorry.
speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
But I can't. Don't know how to speak in this world.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you
Hi,
for
Nifty
this one
Kai.
single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Okay.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing
So we
responsibly
don't
and
even have
always
the
putting
option to
story
follow
first.
the...
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Follow
Just
the-
follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Did you learn to dream properly yet?
Doors, he entered
Me?
the door on his left.
Stanley? Me as Stanley? I don't know. Was there something else we could have done here? Probably, right? Hallo, hallo Mima. Wie geht's dir? Ich hoffe, dir geht's gut. Schön, dich zu sehen. Gordita's dad yelling at you, simulator. Oof, that does not sound nice. People should not be yelling at people. Like,
Yet there was not a single person here either.
as a
Feeling
rule of
wave
thumb.
disbelief. Behave exactly as Stanley
Okay.
would.
Huh. Okay, game is broken, I think.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, He entered the door on his left.
Okay. I think the game is broken. Sorry. Did I break the game about breaking the game? I'm not sure. I don't know. The game is now paused. Resume the game. Begin the game again. Okay, we're back here. Alrighty. I needed you to say it. Thanks for doing it. You're welcome. Why what? Why did I start the game again?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if
couldn't do
crucial
anything.
outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited.
Much better.
Hours passed. Then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Okay. Do I stream on Tuesdays? Oh, yes. Tuesdays are my retro game days, actually. So, how old is this game again?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What if I just do it?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ha! Here I can go down now.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Less limitations. I hope you're all well. Thanks for coming in, everyone. I really appreciate it. Sorry, this game is kinda requiring quite a bit of focus to...
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Nice.
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Nice.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered
Oh,
Stanley's
narrator.
head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if
I'm
this
sorry,
voice spoke to
Luna.
all people in their
I didn't
dreams,
know that you were so interested.
this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words is what shocked Stanley. After all,
Stop scaring
he
me.
knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Yes.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Hi Vector, by the way, and hi Luna.
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Okay. I just moved my mouse around
This is the story
to
of a woman named Mariella.
to make it more dramatic.
Woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
Isn't that nice?
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Bye, Mariella. Okay. Back we are.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Be my Valentine. Uh-huh. Who farted? I didn't see awaiting input. Oh, input received. Can we do more input? I think we can. But hey, input received, I guess that's good. Username access. Oh, turned it off. Okay. I only saw the I Hate Mondays mugs before.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Rayk plays enough interesting games. Yay! I try to. Not on this one, there might be others. Not on this one. What? How many people have you killed already in this playthrough? I don't know, myself? I'm aware of that. But, I mean... I bought 100 euros worth of pasta because it was almost 50% off. I say that was a good decision. PC that wanted input. Also choices.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, yeah, well, Per told me that this was not always gonna be closed. Guess it's not gonna be closed
Stanley
this time.
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nope.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Are you serious? Have you seen this broom closet?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Looks like you maybe could do something.
Are you
but you
really
can't.
still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation.
I've got an achievement right now because I tried to jump again. The achievement is you can't jump. They knew that I would want
There's
to.
no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, At least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me, because literally, this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never
You're
would have
always
thought
so
to mention
focused
it.
on your story. Why? There's other things.
Maybe to you, this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
But the
Stanley
broom
was
closet
fat and ugly and
ending.
really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That all with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Okay, if you say so.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your
Someone
species.
comes in now, I'll be
Please
scared.
remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
What? Unacceptable!
I don't know who or what the narrator is. I still can't jump. It's the worst. Yeah, I thought about waiting for more dialogue. Games without jumping are bad. Technically, yes, but games in which you get an achievement called "I can jump" when you try jumping often enough, those are kinda cool, I feel. Final Fantasy XIV had originally no jumping and it was bad. Now it has jumping and now it's suddenly super good. Are you just messing with me, constantly confused? Is there no more dialogue? Tetris had no jumping. One could argue. Guess it depends on the definition. Wait 5 years for more dialogue. I think I might not wait for more dialogue. Not sure if I trust CC. Probably don't. Maybe I should. I'm not sure. Are you just messing with me? Wait for death in real life to get more dialogue. I could also activate the God Home redeem. So maybe Insomniac will redeem it. Although I'd probably play this some more, even if, then I might do the God Home at the end or later. Okay, I'm getting out. Well, this...
Second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's no why you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
See? Nah, maybe I might not be able to go back
Coming
there
to
later.
a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, I mean downstairs was not really that nice.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
I want to play piano.
Was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2844.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But 2845... Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Perfect. See? Now things are logical again. Okay.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
A new version? And why am I playing this now if there's a new version coming out? Oh. Oh well.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Escape. I mean, escape is good.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Who's my violent death?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Ha! Look who's alive.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see something. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Acceptable.
Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay. If you say so. New narrator.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Good question.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Good point. Oh. So this is the path. Oh, Stanley's computer. Thanks for... Oh, read this for me. And we had also a food redeem, a re-energize. Yeah, poor Stanley, dead from the start. Nature paintings. Noise. Filling cabinets. Office computers. Solitaire! Aww. Boop. Selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Okay, nice. Stanley. Credits! Nice game. Who's the narrator? Ah, Kevan Brighting. Cool.
Years dungeon!
This was one of the last endings I got. Probably lucky to avoid spoilers, but then again, there's no right way to play the Stanley Parable, so I guess there's not a wrong way either. Don't know, Rayk seems to be doing it wrong. The best way to play the Stanley Parable is to not play it for 5 years and just live your life. Yeah. Yeah. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Okay. So, we could have had the Stanley Parable with shooting people. Green light. Only series of cryptic photos which were still enough to win the community's approval. Nice, so these were them. These are screenshots of the Stanley Parable HD Remix. The point of Stanley Parable HD Remix is to win. The point of Stanley Parable HD Remix is to lose. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image. Was that clock there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators, more Stanley, less Stanley. Okay. So I found the true ending, right? I win. I think I win. Oh. Well, that would work had I started the bot. But I tend to forget things. Should start soon. The office, the lounge, the apartment timer. I guess I should then probably not read all of this, because it will tell me about the other endings I can explore. Yeah, feels like I got this ending too early. Because it will tell me all the things I could have discovered on my own, and I don't like that. Why, game? Why? Guess I should come back here later. Question is, can I get out of here, or can I just explore and then start a new game? I try not to look at too much, or especially read things. Okay, we get some outtakes here. Yeah, okay, I'm seriously asking now, is there a way to exit this area, or is this pretty much it and I have to restart to explore other branches? Caring about spoilers is for gamers. You can get out. Okay. That's nice.
Stanley walked over the bridge. Stanley
Nope.
jumped
Oh, Stanley, no. Mm-mm. Ah, here we are. Maybe. Not quite, but... Ah, exit. Okay.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
Okay. I did. I mean, I want to go back there eventually anyway. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, hi, Azuliana. Welcome in.
a man named Stanley.
Sorry, game is very distracting. I guess we'll see the intro again. Narrator's kind of soft. Is it possible you could raise game audio even more? I already raised it earlier. The problem is just the game is super silent. Like I don't know why, but if I raise it even more, then my sound alerts will blast my ears off. So I don't know. This is just stupid game. It's not possible to make it any louder here. Maybe if I go for more speakers. I don't think that helps.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Is this better?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now to something not video games. Cthulhu time! Oh yeah, I also had to eat something and there was... Oh, I had to read something. Sorry, so many things to do. Oof. Referring to the outtakes. Ah, okay. Turn yourself down. No, that's unacceptable. Ah, okay. Okay, now play the game. No, I had redeems, and to snack something I first have to get rid of my chewing gum. Oh, wait. There's more narration.
Keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
Yep, that's me. Genius at work. I'm confirmed. Confirmed genius. This game is brilliant. Are you just starting? Nah, I've already found the ending that spoils everything. The ending with credits and all of that stuff. So I basically know everything. But no, I tried not to look at everything there because it felt kind of wrong reaching that ending so early. Started an hour ago or something like that. Yeah, about that, like roughly. Also, hi Alexi, the museum ending. Okay. Also stretch. Oh yeah, so much. And I still have to read something for you. Mm-hmm. Those are things I did. Let me read something for you. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So 'twas better Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter. That's tough to read and not screw up the pronunciation. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter... No. I don't know. You mean...
Acceptable.
In my batter, it will make my batter bitter, but a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So it was better Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter. Okay, good enough. Good enough. He also stayed in the office and spent some time in the broom closet. Also, he walked into the cellar and decided he was dreaming. A woman found his body. Yes. Good night? What? Good night to me. Are you leaving? What? Oh, Purr, I really love this game, but I have to get some sleep. Enjoy the many crazy endings and have a great rest of your stream. Good night, everyone. Thanks for stopping by, Purr. Thanks for the double raid last night. I wish I had been able to get a camera mic functioning. No worries, all good. We kind of expected that there would be neither a mic nor a cam, but of course it would be cool if you did get that running. And yeah, always happy to raid you. And I would have also liked to stay a bit longer. Also sleep well, Purr. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I was super tired. It was like 8 in the morning or something when I finally got to bed, or even later. And yeah, not ideal. Okay. Let's do more things. Yeah, I didn't look at too much in the
he couldn't find a trace
in the
of his
museum,
clue
so I
evidence.
think I'm fine anyway. 420.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, a second input. Cool. So I guess restarting the game does actually really not restart the game, but still remembers some things. I mean, okay, one spoiler I got was that there's an apartment ending, and I guess that means if I pick up the phone I might actually end up in the apartment. So maybe let's try that.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was but eager to get back to business.
Oh, I still have the timers from yesterday on. Damn. Now that the bot is started, well, too late, I left the lounge. But yeah, that's something I was thinking of as well. Let's deactivate those timers, and we should be good. Yeah, maybe next time. I'm sure there will be a next time.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've got.
Oh yeah, I also killed myself.
Here. I'm not your enemy, really.
Not sure if that was mentioned already.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to...
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No one loves me.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I press F to pay respects. Welcome back, Cosmo. Hello to your bed. Okay.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic
I'm doing
adventures.
well.
From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Ooh, we can watch TV. Awesome.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Please press Q to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Let's prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Let's tell our kids
It
the
was
story.
such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
That would be lovely if all of my co-workers suddenly disappeared, just as long as I still would get paid, that is. That's the reason why I chose to do a night shift in a hotel, where I'm the only person there for 99% of the time. That's, Yep. I still get paid, even extra for doing the night shift. Let's tell our wife that we love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all
What's
he's
yellow
doing is
line?
pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Let's go
And
to
I'm
sleep.
trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I'd rather question
Suppose
nothing.
I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make
Yeah, the
rules.
baby I remember,
simply play to
that
my
room with the
intended
baby, and
purpose,
then they
the
were
same
like,
as Stanley.
found a
Not so
room with the
different, I
baby and
suppose.
called it the Stanley
I'll try once
Parable.
more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps
The yellow line I just
maybe
didn't
this time
remember,
he'll
I guess.
see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Okay, I guess we died. But the end is never the end, so that's fine. Is it raining?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Seriously, guys, turn your PCs off when you leave. What's with the sound? Noise. There's no PC asking for inputs right now, I think. That door is open. Was that open before?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And I think my first ending was jumping down from the cargo lift and dying. And feeling very powerful.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I will. I'm really starting to like this broom closet. Okay.
Coming Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh, that was not open before. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Alright. Extreme bathrooms. This doesn't do much for us, does it? Ooh, what the heck? What's wrong with you? I mean, there's a lot wrong with you, but this... that's just wrong on so many levels. Business strategy. Okay. All right. The broom closet could use a bit of paint. I don't know. Stanley dance. You're not playing Stanley Parable stream when? I don't know. Oh. Still. Why? Wait. It's going up now. I'm confused. Confusion ending when? Now. I wonder at least, I mean, even if everything, why is it going up again? No, it should not go up, it should go down. Ah, it just is where I'm aiming at, I guess. Okay. No, well, whatever.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Alright, alright.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Seriously, this was one of the last endings you got? How did you... Did you go to the mind control facility first? Why would you?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Sure. Still can't jump. That's the worst.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Cthulhu is not as invisible as usually since I changed the green screen settings. Interesting.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never!
Never!
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Would he now? Ooh. What if I go down there? Looks dangerous. Maybe I'm just a red dot now. Have you pushed the buttons right? I'm not sure. Have I? I already got the broom closet ending. Was not really an ending, I think. Oh, big red button. Can't press it. That's weird. I did spend some time in the broom closet, but at some point I left it again.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so
Hi,
much that
Soupy
machine
Doorman,
can
by the
do.
way.
You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather
put in a code
amusing.
here.
Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button.
Oh yeah, the big red button.
Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley,
this is fun.
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
This is nice.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Boop.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Boop. That was fun. I wonder what happens if I just stay in the room where the thing is activated and then I wait and do nothing. It was your first ending? Huh. Cool. Don't have the weird sound anymore.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes. I want to admire the employee lounge a bit more.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back.
Hi,
and lingered for a minute or
Gracie.
two.
Welcome in.
Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
I have all achievements for this, even running it all of a Tuesday. Huh. Isn't you also have the achievement of not playing it for 5 years?
Really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Ah, you can
Really
cheat
worth
and not
it.
play it. Cheater! Cheater! Just changed the date. You think you're so smart, right?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room
Congrats
bordered on
on
creepy
getting the
and reflected
achievement.
poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
So we got this far before.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Yeah, we had been this far as well. And it felt like there might not be more, but I mean, you don't know with this game. There might be something in 30 seconds, or a minute, or 10, or 5 years. How are you all today? Tell me about your days while I'm standing in this wonderful lounge. I'd argue the Tuesday achievement is more a mark of shame. How so? I'm having some vegan cabanossi. They are good. Can't explain. I'm drawing. Okay. CC, why did you tell me that I should stay here longer? Nothing is happening. How long do you want me to stay here? Then why? Constantly confused. Why? That's good to know.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
I've never done it.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Yeah, I've never been in here yet. I always was like, all or nothing. Well then, let's do the detour. Yeah, I mean, I did
But
get to
Stanley
the
didn't
museum
want to go back
ending,
to the office.
so
He wanted to
could have
wander
gotten all
about
the
and get
spoilers.
even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yeah,
You also went to the basement.
Okay, yes, I've got it now. This
Guess so,
story
yes.
is absolutely, definitely this way.
Mm-hmm. I've been definitely in several basements, I guess. Oh. Well,
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
tricky route that you might not work out yourself. No. If I feel like not searching anymore, I'll ask for remaining paths that I
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
when there's
memo.
nothing else and I can't find any more interesting stuff, then I might ask for what else there is and what I'm missing. But until then, I'll just keep exploring.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
Okay.
Let's find the story.
Where's the story? Sure, it's in here.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No,
I find it
it's fine.
unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Aww.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Speed run.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Sure. Oh, wait. Maybe I just wait a bit. Okay.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
This is nice.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Nice!
Congratulations!
Sweet!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
I win!
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this
Thanks.
at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Aww. Next game. I don't know, is Insomniac still here? Insomniac might want me to play Hollow Knight and fight someone in the Hall of Gods. Insomniac, are you here? The end is never the end is never the end. Yes. But I still won.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Yellow line. Huh. This was not open before. But I'm curious, what's over there?
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Sounds good. Same thought, Cosmo. Yeah, I kind of want to. Oh, that's where we came from, okay. Mine knows what it's doing. So many mods. Okay. Oh, we're counting down here. Oh, not anymore over there.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Good fern. Maybe I should take a screenshot. Okay.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Ah, we still got the line.
You know
Fair
what,
enough.
Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Sounds good to me.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
High
What do you
five,
want our story to be?
narrator.
Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I like that I have the subtitles turned on, because otherwise I would not be able to read the trademark signs on the line and basically every time the line is mentioned.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
But what about the left door? Okay. The confusion ending. You've been playing the confusion ending for 16 minutes and 20 seconds. Nice.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Yo, sarcastic
so now,
angel, welcome
schedule,
in, nice seeing you.
Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Ah, here we are.
So, okay.
Only at the 4th restart.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What's the cup you're saying now? The one over here. FU. Well.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sure.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, why? Why? Because I wanted to go to the broom closet. Why would you not go left?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't know. I don't know what the broom closet ending is. I mean, I spent some time in there. Then I left it again. And It seemed like the narrator wasn't gonna say anything else anymore. I'm not sure if it qualifies as an ending. They told me to replace the player. Maybe you're just saying that because they were... Oh, here we have more input. See, that's why I went here. I wanted to do more input. New writing on the wall. Ooh, okay. Oh, because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Okay. Still, we can do more input. Maybe you're all just saying the stuff about the broom closet ending because they were like saying, like, narrator was like, and then you're gonna tell your friends, oh, the broom closet ending, that's my favorite one. I guess it's just an inside joke that would make the narrator really angry. What? We would do that? I'm just gonna ride this elevator some more. Stanley. Okay, it was too soon, but whatever. I like this eternally riding the elevator ending.
What? Unacceptable! Years dungeon!
Okay.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Wait, what was this here? There was a... Could I have fallen down there, or did just something slide down there? Maybe that just happened, but I still wonder. Okay. Fireplace. Oh, okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mm-hmm.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Can actually read this. If despite adherence to Protocol 2A and Protocol 2B an employee leaves the office during work hours and the system loop has failed, you must terminate. 2D, please note that employee 432 is a test case. While we need for Protocol 2A may seem unlikely, procedure 2A to 2C need to apply in the event of 432 attempting to leave the office. Contact supervisor and then contact 432 prize pool. If a monitoring screen fails to initialize, contact maintenance and temporarily switch control over to desk screen. In the case of a Class 4 event, close system gates and consult with supervisor. In the case of a Class 3 event, close system gates and consult with supervisor. Prime your consoles for info dump. What are you eating? Chicken? No. I don't eat meat. This is vegan cabanossi, 100% plant-based. Mainly soybean protein, sunflower oil, water. I guess I can read it all. Fried onion, vegetable fat, coconut, so coconut oil I guess. Starch, spices, contains mustard, salt, vegetable fat, shea and coconut, sugar, gluten-free wheat fiber, spices, extracts, flavorings, containing smoke flavoring, yeast extract, beetroot powder, several things, B12, sodium alginate, cellulose, calcium chloride. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Chickens are vegan, chicken is not. You're pronouncing vegetable all weird. Vegetable. How so? How's it pronounced? Why do you need to go to bed already? It's only 3 AM. You're on vacation.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
Hi, Dave.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Back table.
This mind control facility, it was too
Doctor's
horrible
appointment
to
at
believe
8:30.
it couldn't be
Oof.
true.
Okay, yeah,
Had
that's an
Stanley really
excuse.
been under someone's control
When did you
all this
schedule
time?
it? Before
Was
or
this the only
after I
reason
told
he
you I was
happy
gonna
with his
stream
boring
today?
job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it.
It's okay.
blindly?
I hope doctor's appointment goes well. One of my cats just started eating a cardboard box, so that's causing some noise, but meh. That's just how it is sometimes.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It
What
was
is this game?
unthinkable, wasn't it?
If
Was it
you
even possible?
consider playing
Had
it
he truly
yourself, then I
spent
should
his
not
entire life
answer the question,
utterly blind
because
to the world?
the game is not knowing what the game is pretty much, and diving in and experiencing it. So if you are still considering playing it yourself, then look away and don't let me answer, but thanks for the lurk, Gracie. That's fair. I just lost the game. Kinda. Best not to watch if you want to play. It's a classic. I don't think Rayk knows what the game is at this point.
But here was
That's
the
also
proof,
fair.
the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking,
You get
eating, working.
results for your
all of
allergy
it
test.
monitored and commanded from this
Okay.
very place. And as the
Guess
cold
good
reality
luck
of his
for good
past
results
began
then.
to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible
I guess
power
then we all lost
over
the
another
game.
human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So this is the cat who just ate a whole cardboard box. I had been winning for years. I don't think there's winning the game. There's just not losing the game for a while. Yeah, I have not thought about it too much either. Alrighty, here we go. I mean, we still have quite a few options here.
And when at
Let's
last he
explore
found the source of the room's power,
this
he
option
knew it was
first.
his duty, his Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Is it a game then?
Oh, Stanley.
Again?
I applaud
Yes,
your effort, I really
again.
do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it
Because
go.
I'm curious.
Turn the controls off.
No,
and leave.
I hope not.
you
If
want to
we
throw
had this
my
ending,
story
then
off
it's
track,
bad
you're
game.
going to have to do much better than that.
because
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power
I
you
don't
think you
intend
do,
to
for
do
example,
everything
and I believe
like I
you'll
did
find
before.
this pertinent.
There's still important
Stanley
stuff
suddenly realized
coming up.
he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without
It's two
proper
buttons,
DNA
but if the
identification,
buttons are just
nuclear
two
detonators
choices
are
you have
set
from
to
this
explode,
point, then
eliminating the entire complex. How long until
we'll
detonation then? Let's say...
thanks for lurking, Dave.
now this is making things a
It
little
is
more fun, isn't
so
it,
far a
Stanley?
really
It's your
interesting
time
and
to
good
shine.
game, so
You are the star.
I can recommend
It's
you play it
your story
yourself.
now. Shape it to
I
your
would
heart's
like
desires. This
to
is
watch
much
you
better
play
than what
it.
I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk
Yeah,
about
I know
you,
which button I
about
pressed
me,
before CC.
where we're going, what all this means.
But I also know what I
barely
did
know
after
where to
pressing the
start.
button, which is frantically doing
that?
what the narrator
You'd like to know
expected
where your
us.
co-workers are.
Like press buttons
A
and
moment
all
of
of that,
solace
and
before
I
you're
don't
obliterated.
think I'm gonna do that
All
this
right,
time,
you're in a
and
good
if
mood.
now the
You're gonna
narrator
die anyway.
pretends
I'll
that
tell
I
you
do,
exactly what
then it's a
happened to
bad
them.
game.
I erased them.
I
turned
will
off the
switch
machine. I
things
set
off
you
at some
free.
point too,
Of
but
course,
I wanted
that was
to
merely
explore.
in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing
What
buttons
happens if I
endlessly and then dying alone.
don't react to this now?
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button
See?
to button,
This is-
screen to screen, clicking
I'm not
on
doing
every little
that.
thing in this
So it's
room.
bad
These
game.
numbered buttons, no, these colored
See,
ones, or maybe
they
this
should
big
have
red button, or
anticipated
this
that I could
door.
also just stand
Everything,
here and do
anything,
nothing.
something
I'm
here
not
will
running
save
from
me.
A to B
Why
pressing
would you say that,
buttons.
Stanley? That
So-
this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you
Not
have
necessarily.
any idea
Not
what your purpose in
necessarily.
this place is? But you really
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
there's
yeah.
an answer?
But it was
How many
for me a
times will
conscious
you replay
decision.
this bit,
Like,
looking
of
desperately
course,
for a
it's
solution? 10,
appealing
100,
to run
1,000?
around and push
I
the
look
buttons
forward
and try to
finding
figure out
and
if there's a
watching
way
the
to
bomb
stop
go
it.
off each time
But,
you fail. Just you and me and the
I
witching explosion
actually
of fire and metal
was
over and
in
over
my
and over
mind
for
like
all of
thinking,
eternity.
should I
And
start pressing
Stanley
button or should I
died
just
again.
stand here and do nothing?
And Stanley
Not a bad game, you're just
died
playing it wrong. True. Yeah, yeah, of course. Defend
And
the game.
Stanley
It's not a bad
died
game, I didn't mean
again.
that seriously, but still,
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30
I think
seconds
this
you
is a
have
missed
left to
opportunity,
struggle. 30
because they are
seconds until a
assuming
big
things
boom
that are
ends.
not necessarily
No
happening.
ending, just you being blown to pieces.
For me
Will
it
you
was
cling
always a
desperately to your
possibility
frail
to
life,
just
or will you let it go
stay
peacefully?
here and not
Another choice. Make it count. Or
not
don't.
panic.
It's all the same.
Yeah, as I've
All
said, it's
part of
not a
the
bad
joke.
game. I
And
just
believe
say
me,
it's a missed
I will be
opportunity.
laughing at every
It's a
second of
huge
your
game and
inevitable
awesome
life
game
from the
already. Also,
moment
hi
of
Orion!
oblivion until the moment I say,
Maybe in the long-awaited
happily ever
mega update. Yeah, as I've said, I was not serious, but I am at this moment just slightly disappointed because I felt like this could have been another ending if they
All of his co-workers were gone.
had considered this
Stanley
possibility
decided to go
because
to the meeting
I
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
thought it was interesting because the narrator was so, haha, I got you now, you're panicking and you're
When
reacting,
Stanley
and well,
came
what
to a
if I
set of
don't?
2 open doors, he entered
Okay.
the door on his left.
Yeah, well now I'm curious what the off button does. It's probably also gonna be an underwhelming ending.
Yet there was not a single person here
Hi Hikari,
either.
Stanley saw a
Feeling
message in
wave
chat.
of disbelief,
Mindlessly read it
Stanley
like a
decided
robot
to go
programmed
up
to do
his
so.
boss's office,
Huh.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Weird. Don't get what you mean by
Coming
that.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
Hi
to his
Hikari,
boss's
welcome
office.
in. Actually, that's also something I've been thinking about earlier. Like, with redemptions like, I mean, some redemptions just trigger something like this, but other redemptions like...
Here's the door, just go.
I like how how the narrator is also, yeah, we've been here, whatever, just move. Yeah, some other redeems like hydrate or re-energize, where you press a button and I eat something, like you give me the command and I do it. That's yeah.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret
You are
did this
Stanley,
place hold?
or are you?
Stanley thought
Am
to
I?
himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Prove your free will by ending the game and doing something else. Well, if I would do that, then I would just listen to your command right now.
Now
What
the
would that
monitors jumped to
prove?
life. Their true
You are
nature
not
revealed.
Stanley.
Each bore the number of an
Who is
employee
actually
in the
controlling
building.
Stanley?
Stanley's co-workers.
Did you stretch?
The lives of
At
so
some
many
point I did,
individuals
yes,
reduced
but I
to
think it's a
images
good
on a
idea to do it
screen.
again,
And
actually.
Stanley, one of them,
Now that I think about it,
monitored
but
in this
maybe you
place
just
where
manipulated me.
freedom meant nothing.
Did I really want to stretch, or did you just plant that idea in my head? We're all Stanley.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone
is no
else's
Stanley.
control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it
You
even
know what?
possible?
This
Had he
is Stanley.
truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
It's my favorite Stanley. So Stanley would not take a night walk, you mean? See you later, nerd. Thanks for stopping by, Luna.
There was
Enjoy
the
your
proof,
night
The heart of
walk.
the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had
Victory!
defeated the machine.
Again!
Unshackled himself from
Cat
someone
hair in
else's
my mouth
command.
as well.
Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Achievement unlocked! Beat the game! Nice! I'm happy! Stanley is happy! Whatever.